Proudfoot, gonna hear the handcuffs click. Christopher Proudfoot, the spotlight's on you for the pain that you've caused and the things that you do.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot, where right now we are doing tarot and statement analysis. So back on the autopsy tarot table is Chrisproudfoot, because there is yet another red flag statement that I feel drawn to look into right now today. Well, the energy is very high. Yeah, it's accelerated confirmation with that car outside. So while the energy is high, let's really get the tea. So we're really gonna get the tea because this is a crazy statement. So Spirit, please tune us in to the energy in and around Chrisproudfoot, stepfather of missing Sebastianrogers from Tennessee. Okay, so the statement we're analyzing, he said, I am not privy to that information. Now, this was a slip of the tongue, or a Freudian slip, whatever way you take it. He meant privy, but he said privy. But this is a mistake he has made over and over again, so maybe there's more to it. And that's what we're asking here today. What's up with that statement? So, Spirit, why did Chrisproudfoot say, I'm not privy to that? And it doesn't matter what the question was. Like, why does he just keep saying that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Oh, okay. Lecture. I feel like he lectured Sebastian a leash. Yeah, he kind of treated him like a dog on a leash. They didn't let him or set him free. Leak. I feel like bedtime, bathroom routines could be of significance. Chris would lecture if there was a leak, per se. But bedwetting in children, teenagers, it can be an indication of several forms of abuse, okay? So, yeah, there's a woman significant in this. Maybe Katie was telling him to say this. Lay. Okay. A legacy. Yeah, because he's a legend in his own mind, leery, wary, and suspicious. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like he's very leery, a bit creepy, and you just want to tell him, hey, leave it out. Leave outside. They omit the truth. And he had an absence from work or duty, and an allowance of time for this. Take leave to say goodbye. Okay, so this is tying into the crime itself, okay? Maybe he told Sebastian he needed a good lecturing and he was going to give him one of them. He made true to his promises, but maybe legal battles and questions were coming to light. People were lasering in on this abuse, okay? He was enraged about it because people were inquiring about it. Yeah. He wanted to enfeeble Sebastian. He made Sebastian feel weak to make himself feel more powerful. Enfilade, to subject a position or formation to fire from a flank. Okay. Engage. Empress, the mother. Was the mother complacent? Was the mother an enabler? And is pervy Chris telling on himself endgame? This could be the last stage of the game of chess. Yeah. Yeah. Sebastian was encumbering Chris's life. So they had to encrust him, form, cover with something. So I feel like they wrapped him with something. Yeah, this was encroaching in on Sebastian. They encroached him. They advanced on him. They usurped and betrayed him with the encouragement of his family. They were enablers. Yeah, I asked that question. Thank you, Spirit, for answering. Katie is under some sort of a spell. Yeah, the people who encompass her. Yeah, a group. The endocrine system could be significant. Someone is foolish and empty-headed and empty. But I do feel like this is him pushing his power. Yeah. And he was infuriated for one reason or the other. And now we're left with an enigma to solve. Yeah. Ingrain. Maybe like marks and stuff were left ingrained on Sebastian. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not liking this, okay? But I'm gonna ask the cards. We won't jump to conclusions, but I feel like he was afraid of people jumping to conclusions. If there's marks and physical abuse, what other kind of abuse is there? He was afraid of people having a deeper look. So this is exactly what we're going to do right now. Spirit, what did Chris mean by that statement? I'm not privy to that information. The magician, yeah, he wants to feel powerful. Bingo. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Yeah, because he feels powerful and like his family is complete now that Sebastian's gone. In the previous reading that I posted before this video of Sebastian, yeah, they felt like Sebastian was the missing link, the weakest link to the family. And in order for them to live their dreams and their legacy, Sebastian had to go. Four of Pentacles. Chris wanted to be in control. Money. I feel like he's very financially abusive. Thank you for the clarification, Spirit. And he likes to have power over people, because the magician can be full of power, but an egotistical magician, well, that's just not humble magic at all. Yeah. So manipulation, power, control, especially in relationships. Yeah. Over children. Okay, and background energy, we do have strength. And look, this card always comes out. This is Katie walking with lions. And I feel like this was Katie either walking Sebastian to, or, you know, luring Sebastian to the lion's den, where I'm thinking of the term to have their wicked way. Okay, I don't know what this wicked will was, but it was wicked and it was of ill will. Okay, let's get the why, and then we'll get the true emotions and the T. Why did Chris say that? Why did Chris say pervy? Whoa, okay, the King of Wands. Fuck. What way does this one fall, Spirit? The High Priestess in reverse. Hidden knowledge. Strength, power, control. What kind of a predator is Chrisproudfoot? What kind of a predator? Seven of Pentacles. He works hard. He's the type of predator that doesn't give up, but this is a building up of a family, so he takes power, he takes credit for that, but he takes advantage of that too. Was Chris S.A.ing Sebastian? Please, Spirit. I hate asking this, but this is coming up all day for me. Psychic downloads, but also the cards are showing it, but it's not as on the nose as we may think. He was not being obvious about this. He wasn't as obvious as he was with his physical abuse. The Queen of Cups in reverse. Mama wasn't protecting him. She was enabling his abuser, the King of Wands. Follow the leader. Yeah, short-sightedness. Sebastian was overlooked. This comes up every time. Yeah, Katie was neglectful. She had no honor, and she was withdrawn and moody when it came to Sebastian, dependent on her man. Yeah, frustrated, defensive, anxious, delay and a disaster. Yeah, the Wands. He was trying to build up this family image, but this is a disaster, because if this secret came out, this would completely destroy his reputation, completely. And this is why they are determined for this information to stay hidden. The High Priestess in reverse, his true emotions to stay hidden. 6 of Cups. Yeah, memories from the past. Yeah, and he has his family to help him cover up. So they're all enablers with guilty knowledge. Scorpio energy. So this is intense. And I feel like the energy really is getting heated up and intense in this case. I was going to do the tea and the emotions. I forgot to pull these. So let me just quickly do this. Why did Chris say pervy? Was it slip of the tongue? Was it a slip of the tongue, or was he telling on himself? Visions. Yeah. He's a psychic. He was telling on himself, but he didn't mean to. But we're seeing his true colors, his true intentions, transparency. Yeah, we see right through. You don't have to be a psychic to see exactly what Chris Proudfoot is. A predator and a monster. And he likes making women cry. He just likes feeling powerful in general. And he overpowered Sebastian the snake. Yeah, of course. The sun, yeah. Sebastian was betrayed for their own happiness, their own motives. Why did Chris say pervy? Imprisonment. Yeah. Those handcuffs, those silver bracelets are coming your way, Chris. You don't have to be a psychic to predict that the distant horizons, you are going to be anchored and you are going to be imprisoned. Your lies have been holding you down. You've been carrying that weight, that dead weight. So I feel like someone's going to drop the weight, and who's going to go down with that anchor? That's the question. Maybe whoever talks first. So let me move this out of the way, but this card always comes up. They thought they could sail off into the sunset once Sebastian was gone. Wow. I like how the universe and, YouTube, the people who care about Sebastian have other plans. What was the true emotions behind this statement, this file? Secluded. Yeah, he was like not in his right mind when he said it. It was a slip. Police station. Police are looking at him. They're looking into this. And a thug. Yeah, look. The silver bracelets are coming his way. One moment, guys. Yeah, karmic ties. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Another red-haired woman. Yep. So he's got karmic ties with Katie. And Katie is worried about how to keep that lion tamed. So I feel like when someone lets the cat out of the bag, the big secret slip, that's when the police are going to zone in. And we do have the lovers. So yeah, the lovers may turn against each other, especially if it comes down to who's going to talk first, who's going to walk first. So I feel like Chris has walked himself into a sticky situation with those shame feet of his. And I feel like the walk of shame, or at least the perp walk, is coming. And let us pray to add strength to the energy for Sebastian to finally get his justice, because it is coming. Don't you worry. And don't you worry, Chris, your bracelets are coming too. And I'm sure they will look very pretty on you. So thank you everyone for being here. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any recommendations down below. And I hope to see and connect with you all again in the next one. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah.
Yo, Proudfoot, short in his frame, but his tongue's like a blade spitting venom and shame. Verbal assault, yeah, he's bad and extreme. Tearing down women, living life so obscene. Backhands a kid, got the streets in a rage. A stepson gone missing, just 15 years of age. Sebastian's name echoes the truth in the silence, while Chris keeps suggesting he is dark and he is violent. Katie sits silent, meek by his side. Tries to speak up, but her voice gets denied. He cuts her off quick like a king on his throne. Her body slumps back, she's a ghost in their home. This man's got a darkness, a storm in his soul. Speaking sexual violence, losing all his control. Illuminati live, yeah, he crossed every line. Advocating for suicide, man, his heart's out of time. Proudfoot, what's the deal with your rage? Caging up hearts, keeping pain on the stage. Women and kids, yo, they caught in your stare while the world's looking on, keeping Sebastian in prayer. Proudfoot, shadows fall where you tread. Missing steps on climb from the words that you said. From the mic to the streets, yo, the truth's gonna sing. Chrisproudfoot, gonna hear the handcuffs click. Proudfoot, the spotlight's on you for the pain that you've caused and the things that you do.